Hey there, CJ Math students. Welcome to homework number 11, adding and subtracting rationals in real life. If you are out or absent, you can use this to refresh, fill out your notes. So we're always going to use the problem-solving template when it comes to trying to work through word problems. So the first thing that we're always going to do is ask ourselves, what do we notice, right? Once we've done that, we're trying to figure out what are keywords, what's the problem really asking us. We're not just plucking numbers, okay? Number two, what are we asked to find? It's basically restating the question in our own words. Then we've got number three, what resources and knowledge can help you? Do I need to look in my binder for a reference sheet? There's some previous notes that can help me. Then number four, we're going to solve a problem. We're first going to use a strategy, all right? We're going to draw a picture, estimate, plug and chug, guess and check, work backwards, find a pattern, make a list or a table, solve a simpler problem. Those are all strategies you can use. And then you're going to go about actually trying to solve the problem, all right? So I want to see some initial thoughts first. And then check, does your answer seem to make sense? Did you put the units? Is it too big? Is it too small? Putting units is especially important, right? So we see rational numbers frequently in real life, and here are all the words that we've come up with that mean positive or negative. So we've got earned, saved, deposit, which means to put in, gained, won, rise or rose, increase, up, ascend, profit, warmer, above, climbed, credit, income, and revenue. These are all positive words. These words all mean negative, and that would be spent, cost, withdraw. That means to take out. You write a check. Loss or lost, fell, decreased, down, descend, colder, below, dive or dove, debt, loan, and deficit. So you're going to think through your situation. You're going to follow the rules for adding, subtraction. Remember SSAK or DSSM. For rational numbers, and then draw a number line or a model to help. So this first problem is the one that we did in class. It says, during a drought, the local lake was 2 1/4 feet below normal sea level. So what we did in class, we said, that means negative, right? 2 weeks later, the level had dropped an additional 1 3/8 feet, right? How far below the normal level was the water after 2 weeks? So you notice the level of the lake had dropped, and because the level of waters are decreasing, we know that we're adding negatives, right? Notice how we didn't plug or pluck any numbers from that. And you'll notice the numbers look like they're positive in the problem, right? 2 1/4, 1 3/8, but the key indicators below sea level dropped, those actually mean negative. So in my own words, what are we trying to do? I'm trying to say, what is the total drop in water level? So we decided our strategy is we want to use an estimate. So you don't always have to use an estimate. You could have drawn a picture. You could have done whatever you want. So we said we're going to drop negative 2 1/4. That's we could say that's about negative 2, and if we drop negative 1 3/8, we could say that's about negative 1, and so this, should be an estimate, my fault, of negative 3 feet, right? About negative 3 feet. Why? Because this is about negative 2, and this is about negative 1. Add those together, and that's how you get negative 3. Okay, I drew a number line too if you want to do that. So we're just going to solve it. You notice negative 2 1/4 plus negative 1 3/8. That's an SSAK problem. Basically, what we need to do is find common denominators, right? So we did that by multiplying the 1/4 by 2 on top and bottom. And when we did that, we got negative 2 2/8. And then it's an SSAK problem from there. And we get negative 3 5/8 feet below normal level, right? You could just say negative 3 5/8 feet, or you could say, I should erase that. You could say positive 3 5/8 feet below normal level. Notice one is a negative and the other one is a positive, but the words that follow it make it mean negative. Okay, so you're responsible for these back two problems with the I notice in my own words, a strategy first, then solving it. And for the revisions box, you would be writing down anything that you got wrong after you corrected it. That's it. Call me if you have questions.